the Philadelphia 76ers lose to the Orlando Magic 119-109. Just a couple of days after taking out the number one seed in the West, Denver Nuggets, an incredible performance, a big-time performance, a performance that showed us this is and can be an NBA championship contender. And then 2 days later, they lose to the Orlando Magic 119-109. And they did have a 20-point lead in the first half. Let's talk about it. Before we get into that, hit the like button on this video. Give me 500 likes. Make me feel a little bit better about what just happened. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Hit the notification bell. Listen to the podcast. Apple Podcast. What am I trying to say? We are on Apple Podcasts and every other podcast platform. Check us out there at Run It Back Philly. Follow the Instagrams, TikToks, all social media. And tomorrow at 4 p.m., we are doing a Sixers stream. Me, myself, DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly, on Bleacher Report app. Bleacher Report app on your phone. Open it up. Go to What's Happening. And at 4 p.m., inside the Bleacher Report app, it's me, your boy, holding it down. So show up and show out, man. Come over to Bleacher Report tomorrow inside the app at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing a Sixers stream. 4 keys to the Sixers winning the East. Tune into that. Let's go! One key to the Sixers winning the East is not losing to the Orlando Magic. Not that the Magic will be in the playoffs, but you know what I mean. All right, let's get down to business, man. They lose to the Orlando Magic 119-109. They had a 20-point lead in the first half, and here I am again saying to myself, I watch games like this. They have a 20-point lead. I see them blow the lead a little bit in the first quarter, and I start to make jokes. About them blowing leads, and I say, this is the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm making jokes. I'm saying, oh, Orlando cut it to 18. Haha, laughing. Because for some reason, I still forget in the second quarter that this is possible. I still forget that the 76ers could very possibly blow a 20-point lead to the Orlando Magic and lose an NBA game. Here I am again. I'm so naive. I thought we're going to do to them what an NBA championship contender should do. Put it away, extend a 20-point lead, make it 30, and rest our guys in the fourth quarter. I make jokes about them blowing leads, and then they actually blow the lead. So they blew the lead. They did. And don't get me wrong, this Orlando Magic team has some talent. They have some young talent, and they are an NBA team, and they are hungry. And they were showing that, and their defensive effort in this game, especially in the fourth quarter, was impressive and was too much for the Sixers to handle, unfortunately for us. So I want to shout out the Orlando Magic. They are a young team that has some talent, and if you fuck around, they can beat you. And we fucked around and found out. But here's the main story of the game. Don't be shocked. Don't fall off of your chair being so blindsided by this fact. The 76ers got out-rebounded. The 76ers got out-hustled. The 76ers got beat in transition. DJ, you say the same thing every game! I know I do. Because the same thing happens all the time. The Eagles won the NFC Championship game last night. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden were there with little baby Kevin Hart, Meek Mill. So maybe they were partying last night. They looked, I hope that's your excuse, because you looked pretty hungover in this one. But here's the difference in the game right here. Right here. The rebounds, 58-55, but the offensive rebounds more importantly. 15 offensive rebounds for the Orlando Magic. 8 offensive rebounds for the Philadelphia 76ers. So once again, we get beat on the offensive glass. Second chance points in this game outside of the offensive rebounding. Obviously, second chance points come from offensive rebounds, and there you have it. Second chance points, 22 for the Orlando Magic, and 8 for the 76ers. And fast break points, 28 for the Orlando Magic and 14 for the Philadelphia 76ers. So exactly what you would expect from a young, athletic, hungry team against a team that is supposed to be built for the playoffs, but has players that are less athletic, older, and are one of the worst transition defense teams in the league. You get out rebounded, you get beat on the glass, you get beat in second chance points, and you get beat on fast break points, and that was the story of the game. The fourth quarter was atrocious. The end of the fourth quarter was even more atrocious. I mean, abysmal, disgusting. I wanted to throw up what I was seeing. The 76ers totally collapsed in the end of the fourth quarter in this game. The Orlando Magic were playing tough defense. They were doubling. They were tripling Embiid. He was having trouble kicking the ball out of a triple team. Turnovers. The Sixers had 19 turnovers. The Orlando Magic had 10. But the main thing is, when they were doubling and tripling Embiid, everybody was just standing around and watching. There was a lack of movement. There was a lack of effort from everybody. And Embiid was just, one of the final plays, he's on the right side in the corner, double teamed, and nobody's moving. He can't get the ball to anybody, and he turns it over again. So this was a horrendous game for the Philadelphia 76ers. They collapsed at the end of the fourth quarter, and they got beat in all of the categories that you would expect them to get beat in against the Orlando Magic team the night after partying with Lil Baby and Kevin Hart and Lil Glue Stick. Let's just go through my notes here so I can get up out of here because this game doesn't deserve too much time. So the Sixers are up by 20. The Magic go on a run to end the second quarter. Embiid comes out with 55 seconds left and is confused. I wrote that down because I wanted to make sure I said that. The Magic cut the lead to 11 at the end of the second quarter. Joel Embiid hits a shot on the other end to make the lead 13. Joel, in that specific point of the game, was really carrying the team and trying to keep them afloat, trying to make sure they kept that lead. He hits a shot to go up 13. Doc Rivers subs in Paul Reed for Joel with 55 seconds left after Joel just scored to extend the lead to 15. Joel doesn't even know it. Paul Reed comes in the game, taps him on the shoulder. Joel looks at him and says, "What are you doing?" Paul says, "Doc told me to come in for you." Joel's like, "What the?" He's literally confused on the court. Joel's walking off the court, looking up at the timer, saying, "Why the hell am I getting taken out of the game with 55 seconds left when I just scored to extend the lead to 13? Doc Rivers confused Joel Embiid at the end of the second quarter. I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was embarrassing, really. Embarrassing. It really was. Tyrese Maxey didn't do a whole lot in this game at all. Like I said, I still don't know if I like him coming off the bench. His numbers are a lot better with James Harden on the floor. Aside from the 27 off the bench that he put up against Brooklyn, he's been struggling in the bench lineups because he's not a facilitating point guard. He's not really much of a shot creator. He really feeds off of the attention Harden and Embiid draw from the defense. I thought last year when Harden first got to this team, Tyrese Maxey's game took a major jump as the number 3 option in the starting lineup. Now you move him to the bench, he's coming in and he has to try to create something out of nothing with George Niang and Montrezl Harrell and Shake Milton and Matisse Thybulle on the floor. I'm just saying, I don't know yet if it's working. It didn't work in this game. Not a lot of energy and effort from this team. Again, I said they partied too much last night after the Eagles game. That's probably what happened. We got the Magic again on Wednesday. We'll see if they come back and look like they rested up and maybe stopped partying for 2 days. You know what I mean? Second half, the Orlando Magic go on a 30-13 run. They come all the way back to tie the game. Doc Rivers goes with Montrezl Harrell. In a game against the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Bamba, Jonathan Isaac is back. The Wagner brothers. How many 6'11 dudes are there on this team? Tall, young, athletic players who can rebound and are going to give 100% effort. You go with Montrezl Harrell at the backup center position. The Wagner brothers were absolutely cooking Montrezl Harrell, getting wide open layups whenever they wanted. Again, this is why Doc Rivers got fired in LA. I'm not saying it's going to be the detriment of the 76ers in the long run. It might be. Sometimes when I'm a little grumpy, I say that it will be. Today, maybe I'm just on a little bit of a positive high from the Eagles' win yesterday. I just think Doc Rivers' love for Montrezl Harrell is something that we are going to have to survive in the playoffs. It's something we're going to have to survive in the playoffs. You're not going to play a team like the Orlando Magic, but you're still going to play some pretty damn good rebounding teams and transition defense to transition teams. Going with Montrezl Harrell at the backup center position, I'm just saying, it could be the detriment of this squad. Last year, Paul Reed won all of the backup center minutes against the Toronto Raptors in the playoffs, and they won that series. A year later, here we are, and Doc Rivers refuses to play the young, athletic, rebounding defender, Paul Reed, elects to go with his favorite player of all time, Montrezl Harrell. We'll see if it kills him in the playoffs. Let me know in the comments what you think, yes or no. Will that kill the Sixers in the playoffs? Yes or no? If that's not it, do you think there is something that will kill the Sixers in the playoffs? Let me know. We got some really good minutes from Matisse Thybulle in the third quarter. I thought he made some offensive moves that you don't normally see him make. Hit a three from the top of the key. He had a drive from the right side and a nice pass to Montrez under the rim, and then he had a drive and a finish also. So I liked what I saw from the minutes from Matisse Thybulle offensively. I saw a little bit of offensive game, as we always kind of say that Thybulle doesn't really have much of an offensive game. The third and fourth quarter, the Wagner brothers flopping, yelling at the refs. The refs were rewarding them. I didn't like that too much. Maxey elbows Wagner in the face. He falls down. He cries. He wants a flagrant foul. They review it. It's not a flagrant foul. I felt like the referees were giving the Magic every single call in that quarter, but I'm not blaming the refs for this game. The Magic out-hustled, out-rebounded, straight up beat the Sixers with sheer effort and athleticism. Harden drove to the rim in the fourth quarter, missed a layup, and laid out of bounds. And the Sixers the Magic had a 5-on-4, and Cole Anthony hit a wide open three-pointer. So James Harden, how about if you miss a layup, you get back on defense. This flopping, laying on the floor next to the cameraman and yelling at the referee, I'm getting fucking sick of it. I'm getting tired of seeing it. Straight up, I'm getting sick of it. I used to rip James Harden to shreds when he played for the Houston Rockets, because he would do stuff like this. I watched a game in the playoffs in Houston. In the fourth quarter, James Harden tried to draw a foul on the baseline. The ref didn't call it, and he just walked out of bounds with the ball. I don't like that shit. Stop doing it. Magic were playing tough defense. Embiid was getting triple teamed, having trouble kicking it out. Jalen Suggs got an offensive rebound with under 4 minutes to go in the game, inside of 4 76ers players. I mean, the lack of boxing out, the lack of effort, the defensive lapses, the communication, just straight up discipline type of things that killed them tonight, that has killed them in a couple of games so far this season. But again, they played down to competition. It's sheer effort. They play the Denver Nuggets 2 days ago, and they give 5,000% more effort in that game because it's nationally televised. It's the Denver Nuggets. It's Nikola Jokic. There's so many narratives going on. And then you play the Orlando Magic 2 days later, and you look like you don't even want to be out there. The end of the fourth quarter, they were passing the ball around like a hot potato. Nobody wanted to shoot the ball. It was just, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Somebody had to step up. Nobody did. And there was 2 turnovers in the final 2 possessions to end the game. That's it. Pathetic loss for the 76ers 2 days after beating the Denver Nuggets. But again, they played down to competition. I didn't see a lot of effort. I didn't think they were taking the game seriously. I thought that they thought they could jog through this game like they seem to always think against bad teams. And I don't even really want to call the Orlando Magic a bad team. They beat the Boston Celtics 3 times this season against a lesser experienced, a lesser talented team. They thought that they could jog their way through this game, and they got smacked in the face, and they didn't respond, and they lost the damn game. That's my take on it. Give me all your thoughts in the comments. This is DJ Eastwood, running back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will tell you one thing. Go fucking Birds! Peace.